Mayor, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Garfield Mayor and Council for January 21st, 2025 to order at 5:24 p.m. On roll call, council members Rigloso. Delaney absent, Deputy Mayor Kane. Deputy Mayor Mayoral Advisor Raymond absent, and Mayor Garnto. We have a quorum, whereas Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey requires at the commencement of every meeting a statement of compliance be read by the presiding officer. Now therefore be advised that the meeting requirements for this meeting have been met by publishing an annual meeting notice in the Record and Herald News and by posting such notice in the office of the city clerk as well as in a public place within the municipal building and by notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted on January 2nd, 2025 and published on January 7th, 2025. If we can please stand for the flag salute. Okay, next on the meeting agenda, we have approval of meeting minutes, the January 10th, 2025 Firematic Reorganization and Special Meeting. Is there a motion to approve? I have a motion by Deputy Mayor Kane, seconded by Rigoloso. On roll call, council members Rigoloso. Delaney absent, Deputy Mayor Kane. Yes. Deputy Mayor Raymond absent, and Mayor Garnto. Yes. Motion carries. Okay, we will hold off on resolution R-38-25 until the individuals are here with us this evening. With that being said, we'll move on to our stormwater feasibility study presentation for the members of the public and the mayor and council. The city last year received a grant for a technical assistance program to conduct a stormwater utility feasibility study. We have individuals here with us this evening to give a brief review of the study, some of their findings. I will note that they will also be in attendance at our February 11th work session meeting to go over any more detailed questions after you have time to review some of the material. So they will also be coming in front of you another time before the study is finalized. So with that being said, I will turn it over to you to introduce yourselves. The floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Is this on? Does this work?
It's on, yeah.
Okay.
I think the green light's on.
Okay. Thank you for having us. I'm Elizabeth McSweeney. I have with me Nicole DeMonico. We are from Ramble, and we're part of the consulting team for the Stormwater Utility Feasibility Study. So we provided some presentation booklets to go through some of our slides. If anyone else would like some, we have extras up at the front if anyone wants to look through the materials. And so we'll briefly be going through our project team, an introduction to the Stormwater Utility Feasibility Study, so exactly what we've been doing, the scope of work of a stormwater utility, and then next steps in our study. The project team includes a consulting team, Kleinfelder and Ramble. We are from Ramble, excuse me. And we are contracted through NJDEP, through a grant assistance program, to provide this feasibility study for the city of Garfield. So if you go to the next page. Introducing the Stormwater Utility Feasibility Study. We have some legal context here. So the Clean Stormwater and Flood Reduction Act was passed in March 2019 by NJDEP. And this act, which has become known as the Stormwater Utility Law, authorizes local and county governments and certain utilities to create a stormwater utility. And so a stormwater utility is really the only mechanism that is able to have dedicated funds for stormwater improvements specifically. And that includes operations and maintenance, repairs, overall improvements to reduce flooding. According to the Act, the established utility fees must be based on a fair and equitable approximation of the proportionate contribution of stormwater runoff from a property. So it's directly related to the amount of stormwater that is being generated. A little background on the grant program is that to assist and facilitate the exploration of critical stormwater management, NJDEP issued a request for an RFEI in August of 2022 to assist selected municipalities with the creation of a stormwater utility and the feasibility study. The city of Garfield applied and was selected as part of the grant program, and Kleinfeld and Ramboll were selected to assist and create the feasibility study to evaluate the impacts and the benefits of a stormwater utility for the city of Garfield. To provide further incentives and participation, any entity that forms a stormwater utility within 2 years of the receipt of the feasibility study through NJDEP's grant program are eligible for funding priority for future grants, as well as a reimbursement of 5% of fee collected by NJDEP for this program for the first 2 years. So essentially, any contribution that was made is able to be given back to Garfield if you were to move forward with this. For the New Jersey stormwater mandates, basically Garfield, as well as a bunch of other municipalities, are in what NJDEP considers a Tier A MS4 municipality, and so that includes enhanced permit requirements, which adds an extra level of burden onto the municipality in order to really meet these regulatory mandates. Some of that includes requirements for watershed improvement plans, new ordinances, enhanced infrastructure mapping requirements, more frequent maintenance, and additional public outreach and education. Also, NJDEP has updated their NJ Stormwater Management Rule in 2021, which also has additional requirements, including the reflection of more intense rainfall events and having to comply with the management of those. Statewide basic requirements must also be implemented to reduce non-point source pollutant loads and design and performance standards based on this. So basically, overall, through NJDEP's updated requirements and more stringent laws, they are requiring more to be done by municipalities in order to meet their Tier A requirements for being an MS4. So just a little bit of an overview of how we got here. So this is on the next page. Again, the Clean Stormwater and Flood Reduction Act was passed in 2019, authorizing the creation of stormwater utilities in New Jersey. NJDEP developed a municipal assistance program to support local municipalities with feasibility studies. Garfield applied for that in 2022. And in 2024, in last spring, we started our work, and now we are close to the end. And we're really providing some of our findings, and as Erin mentioned, we'll be elaborating on this more at the next presentation, but we really wanted to at least give an overview at this point. So now I'm going to pass it over to Nicole.
Thank you. So just to quickly define what exactly a stormwater utility is. So stormwater utilities are essentially a dedicated funding model that allows revenue to be specifically used for stormwater management based on the proportion of impervious surfaces on a property. Impervious surfaces are really the main contributor to stormwater runoff, so therefore that's kind of where that equitable proportion of individual properties equitably paying for their share of stormwater management. It's through the evaluation of impervious surfaces on a given property. So who exactly can establish a stormwater utility? So it could be the governing body of a single municipality, the governing body of a single county, municipal utilities authority, county improvement authority, as well as a sewerage authority. So just to differentiate between a public utility and a stormwater utility, so when we think about a public utility, it's really an organization that maintains the infrastructure for a public service, whereas a stormwater utility is a type of public utility, but it really utilizes a funding or revenue stream to maintain infrastructure specifically designed for stormwater management, flooding, reducing pollutants from entering water bodies, and really anything related to stormwater, from projects to administration to ordinances and anything really related to stormwater management. If you turn the page, so to get into a little bit more specifically on what a stormwater utility can be used for, it's essentially the financing for construction, maintenance, and operation of stormwater treatment and flood protection projects. So more specifically, that can be the initial establishment of that utility and any ongoing related administrative items, capital expenditures such as planning, design, engineering, acquisition, construction, and overall improvements of a stormwater management system, operation and maintenance costs, development and implementation of an asset management program for stormwater management systems, so to really get an inventory of all the stormwater assets within the city and upkeep that asset management, development and implementation of stormwater control ordinances, anything related to the New Jersey Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit, which is essentially a permit on the water quality side of things, development and implementation of a long-term control plan to mitigate combined sewer overflows pursuant to local and state regulatory requirements, monitoring, inspection, and enforcement activities, again, related to stormwater, any public education and outreach related to stormwater, and then finally, any other purposes related to stormwater management as authorized by the New Jersey DEP. So how might Garfield benefit from a stormwater utility? First and foremost, it will provide a reliable and transparent revenue model for stormwater management. It's proactive financial planning for recurring maintenance, required compliance, and larger capital improvement projects. And finally, it's a mechanism for mitigating flooding, improving water quality, enhancing public safety, and building long-term resilience. So really what it is, it's a dedicated revenue stream that will provide reliable and transparent, it's a vehicle for being able to fund all the different stormwater management requirements of the city. So to compare stormwater financing, general funds, which is what the city currently uses to fund stormwater management, general funds for stormwater are typically generated through property taxes or grants. So stormwater management is allocated on an annual basis based on available funds. Inconsistent allocations year to year can lend to a pattern of deferred maintenance and reactive planning. The citizens become disconnected from the impacts of stormwater, especially generating on their own properties, and unaware of their own impacts. Tax-exempt entities, even with those with large parking lots and large impervious areas in general, that are resulting in high stormwater discharge, don't contribute to the program costs. Now, if we look at a stormwater utility in comparison, these fees correlate directly to the impervious area of a given property and its impact on the stormwater system. So fees are generally proportionate to the amount of runoff that is contributed on a given property. Dedicated revenue sources become reliable and predictable in order to fund regulatory compliance, operation and maintenance, and just long-term stormwater resilience planning. There is an incentive to reduce discharge and adopt green infrastructure and rainwater harvesting on private and commercial property to help reduce the amount of runoff being generated on a given property. And finally, it's a transparent and equitable share of financial responsibility towards stormwater management. So if we look at overall property contributions of stormwater within the city, currently, tax-exempt properties account for 5% of the city's impervious area that are not currently contributing to stormwater funds. Now that may seem like a small or relatively insignificant amount, but 5% measured against all the ordinances, all the proposed flooding projects, and other expenditures that stormwater can really cost, 5% can end up being a pretty large share. And more than that, as we mentioned, with a stormwater utility, it's equitable distribution of paying towards a stormwater utility opposed to just taxable by property count. So if we go to the next page and just talk a little bit about the feasibility study scope of work. So the basic steps to implementing a stormwater utility. So these first three steps that we have listed here, vetting the concept with top local officials, happened probably before the grant was applied for. And then once the grant was established and, we got to know the city of Garfield, we have been working with Aaron and Sam and a couple of others, superintendents that are familiar with the water system here in the city of Garfield. We are today engaging the mayor and also the council members. And really, we're getting to the point where we're going to finalize our feasibility study to identify options that could potentially best suit the community. Ultimately, after that, if the city, chooses to go forward with the stormwater utility, there will be a lot of stakeholder and outreach activities, public engagement, things like that, an implementation phase, and then ultimately the final launch of the stormwater utility. So just looking at kind of the feasibility study, a little bit zoomed in of what we've been doing in the background is, really evaluating the operational, regulatory, and capital needs for the stormwater and water quality of the city of Garfield. We've worked with Aaron quite a bit, as well as, like I mentioned, the superintendents of the city to get some of the data from the city of Garfield to help establish level of service goals. With that, we then quantified and analyzed impervious surfaces and other features to be able to base our fee basis, to establish a fee basis for impervious surfaces. Identified potential revenue generation based on impervious coverage fee methodology. We're going to get into that a little bit more at our next meeting, but essentially we looked at individual properties and their contribution to stormwater runoff and generated optional fee structures based on that. We're in the process of step number 4, which is gathering input from stakeholders and public. For this study to really be as effective as it possibly can, we, are heavily relying on feedback from you all and any public, to help make this study, not only ours, but, yours as well. Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, Paul, yeah.
Basically, I wrote it down here. What are the main challenges, because you did this study?
Yes.
So what are the main challenges you see in the city of Garfield that you're facing to go through this, like some of the challenges?
I think probably the biggest challenge is acceptance, of the fact that a stormwater utility is, it's a dedicated funding model, but it is separate from property taxes, so it can be viewed as a separate fee. And while overall it is, an equitable share of fee amongst, all citizens and, can be looked at it that way, that's what I would say is probably the biggest challenge. I don't know if you have anything to add.
Yeah, I think the only other thing is that there's a lot of costs that the city will incur for stormwater management, as well as, we're seeing this in a lot of different municipalities in the area. And so really identifying the required revenue, that, and establishing what that'll be for each homeowner. It could be something that would be a little difficult for some when it comes to just the idea of, an added fee onto their already, property taxes and everything else.
Is there other municipalities that
Have implemented it?
Randall?
Yes.
Are there other municipalities in the area?
Yes, and so one municipality in New Jersey has adopted it so far, that's New Brunswick. But there are, I think, somewhere around 20 municipalities that are going through this grant program and are also going through feasibility studies. And we're supporting 3 others.
Just as a side note, Bergen County is also working on their own stormwater feasibility study. When I received an email from them, I let them know that we were going through a similar program. I think that they're utilizing a different entity, or we're assigned a different entity, so we haven't been as involved in their process, just because we're going through it separately. But Bergen County is also doing the county level.
I'm gonna ask one question, and it may not even
this would be an added fee on homeowners, on commercial properties, you know,
Institutions.
yeah, institutions.
Structure it correct, correct me if I'm wrong, where say it's a smaller fee to homeowners, higher for commercial, higher for those that have more impervious pavement and are contributing to our stormwater issues, correct?
Yeah, we can't tailor it specifically to the use of the property, so it wouldn't be separate for residential versus commercial, but it is based off of the size and the amount of impervious surface. So typically, commercial properties tend to have more impervious area.
We had a specific area in our city that flooded every time we had a heavy rainstorm. You would be involved in that or not?
No, that would have to go through a separate, like, design and, you know, construction process, but that would be funded through the stormwater utility.
So right now, like I said, we've kind of been more so reactive. There are new requirements since 2021 that we had to get in compliance for with stormwater permitting. Our engineers had to redo our ordinances. When we redid Columbus Park, there were certain like retention basins that needed to be installed because of our, you know, the permitting with the tier A. So, this would provide separate funding, similar, we have our own water utility, not all municipalities do. So, whenever we have to make water infrastructure improvements, you can go to the water utility. So if you needed to make improvements for stormwater and flooding, if this was established, then you would go through that.
Can I just ask another question to the mayor? Does the stormwater impact, and I don't know much about it, I actually don't know about it, impact our local infrastructure, our water quality, and the environment?
It does, yeah. So with increased runoff, you have more pollutants that get into the streams and water bodies.
That's the only part I know. How about the other part?
Well, so one big aspect of stormwater management is the fact that if you don't manage it and control it properly, then it's gonna impact other parts of life. So it'll increase flooding to basements, to houses, to, you know, structures. And so there's an added cost for them that often ends up being greater than if the stormwater infrastructure was basically maintained or, you know, improved from the get-go.
And then, just to follow up
Yeah.
on that, how will the utility plan account for like future growth in the city?
So at the moment, what we're doing is trying to identify a targeted revenue that the stormwater utility would look to generate. And that can actually be updated as time goes on. So you would pass an ordinance that would say, like, this is what the rate is, and then that'll get updated to account for any, like, increase.
I understand.
Are you done?
We were pretty close to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was pretty. No. It was.
I lost track where you were.
Questions are good. Yeah, just, you know, going over the scope of work. And, you know, like I mentioned today, we're gathering input from stakeholders and the public. So again, this dialogue is great. And then finally, we'll develop our stormwater feasibility study. We have issued a draft, but we will finalize that at the conclusion of our second engagement meeting, which will be in about 3 weeks, and make sure we incorporate any comments or feedback from you all before, you know, issuing a final study.
So your study didn't gather number 4, and input from?
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
And then the February meeting, when you're presenting more details, like what extra information are you going to be giving us in February?
So what we have actually done in this study was evaluated 3 different revenue stream options and kind of what those can individually look like. Again, we'll go into it in more detail next time, but just different revenue models essentially that, yeah.
So we outline, it's basically how it's calculated. There's 3 different ways that we've evaluated and kind of identified like what the revenue generated will end up being from those 3 separate ways. The breakdown of the different property types. So, you know, some homeowners are more impacted by one versus another, commercial more impacted, you know, so on. And yeah, we have essentially that kind of detailed information.
Yeah.
You do need us to open to the public comments tonight, right?
All right, at this time, anyone from the public who'd like to come up to the mic and ask any questions or have any concerns, you want to speak it up?
My name is Stanislaw Serafin, 101 Bergen Street, Garfield. And is this, the utility, is it required by the state, by the New Jersey Environmental Protection Agency, or is this something required by Garfield?
No, it's not required by the state, and it's not required by Garfield yet. All it is a study, and after their findings, the mayor and council will have the decision if they want to have it or not. So it's just a study, nothing is getting implemented yet, but it's not a requirement.
Because if it's established, the utility will have to be financed. So the revenue will have to come from the homeowners, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I just heard, yes.
Yeah, that's what we'd have to decide is it
So actually, it will
coming
cost
from-
me, if it's established, it will cost me extra.
Yeah,
It could if they choose to proceed with it, but they have not, made that decision or gotten all the information yet.
Okay,
so right now, we just got the packet, and then we have to find out more, is it worth to the homeowners to have this, or is it not kind of thing, and then we're gonna go from there, but we don't even have the full information yet to even
Okay,
go
thank you.
from here.
You're welcome. Anyone else? All right, if no one else from the public wants to come up here and discuss this particular subject, I'm going to close this to the public at this time.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you for coming by.
See you at the February work session meeting. I'll send them the draft before I send them, and we'll leave them.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, next we'll move on to ordinances being read on first reading. Resolution R-39-25, introduced ordinance 3055 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance to fix the salary, wages, and compensation of certain officers and employees of the city of Garfield, Bergen County, New Jersey, be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard at a meeting held on February 11th, 2025, at 6 p.m. or sooner after, same can be heard at which time any person is interested in said ordinance can be heard to be further resolved that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as required by law. Is there a motion? Second.
Any second?
Second.
A motion by Regoso, seconded by Deputy Mayor Kane. On roll call, Councilmembers Regoso. Delaney, absent. Deputy Mayor Kane.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Raymond, absent. Mayor Garfield.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution R-40-25, introduced ordinance 3056 on first reading. Be it resolved that ordinance entitled, an ordinance to amend general legislation, chapter 5, boards, committees, and commissions of the revised general ordinances of the city of Garfield be passed and adopted on first reading. And be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard at a meeting held on February 11th, 2025 at 6 p.m. or sooner after, same can be heard at which time any person is interested in said ordinance can be heard. And be it further resolved that the city clerk be and she is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper a notice of introduction and final hearing as And they also now have to be renewed. So we found in the past that, maybe someone had passed away. So I believe it's every other year. They have to, go through the renewal process just so that we can make sure everything is status quo and the same, just to kind of keep tabs on those things. Do you want me to read them by title, Mayor, or?
There's no need to.
Okay. If there's no more questions, I can entertain a motion on the consent agenda. Is there a second? I have a motion by Regloso, seconded by Deputy Mayor Kane. On roll call, council members Regloso. Delaney absent. Deputy Mayor Kane.
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Raymond absent. Mayor Garnto.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, I do have a public hearing and a resolution for Green Acres grant application. However, I can't have that hearing until after 6 o'clock, so, and then we have the proclamation. So if you want to open to the public now, Mayor, you can do so if that,
All right, at this
that
time,
works.
we're going to open up any questions or concerns to the public in reference to these items that we've just voted on. If you have any questions or concerns, come up to the mic, state your name and your address, please. Come on.
Good evening. My name is Johnny Batista, 280 Lanza Avenue. I'm here tonight to speak about my property. I acquired it 2 years ago, and I'm not sure if you are familiar with the property. It's about right off the corner of Prospect and Lanza. It was an automotive location since the 50s. I purchased the property and I wanted to present to see my plans to see if I can get approved or if you can inform me on opening up a used car location there. The reason being is I'm a father of 3 boys and my 2 oldest, about 2 years, are going to be teenagers. So I have experience about 20 years in the auto industry, and I wanted to kind of, take my boys under my belt and show them, how to deal with people, customer service, kind of, show them what I can do with the community, how to help people, just grow something for my family, So I spoke to building, and building told me they denied me on the zoning for that, because I think it was maximum the amount of the auto dealerships, I believe, in town, the used car dealerships.
Yeah, so, sorry to interject, but as of right now, there are no available licenses for, so it was previously an auto body shop.
Right, auto
separate
repair,
from,
towing.
vehicle sales. So, right now, we're at the limit, so if you guys wanted to, proceed, it would just need to be adjusted.
What is the limit at this time?
I don't know off the top of my head, I apologize.
Well, we're going to have to look into this.
Okay.
This is the first time I'm hearing anything about it.
Okay. No problem. No, I just wanted to, like I said, I want to introduce myself, kind of, share what my futuristic plans were with the property. And like I said, I've owned it for 2 years. I've done, some improvements to the property to make it look more appealing to what the town, looks like.
Now, do you,
That's 280 Lanza Avenue? It's currently operating. As the use was changed from, it was an auto mechanic towing location. Now it's an auto detail center. Auto detail? So that's what you're operating as right now? It is, yes. Well, I have a tenant at the location they're operating.
Because you're not operating, you're the owner?
No, I'm the owner, yes. But there's there's 2 separate lots with a separate office as part of the property as well. No problem. Thank you.
No, it just needs
No.
mayor and council approval as far as the license and the amount of licenses that you guys want to issue for that specific purpose.
And that's the only,
That's,
yeah, I don't know.
I have have his contact information too.
Mr. Batista, you can be assured that we're gonna look into this,
I really appreciate it.
and I appreciate you coming up and sharing your story.
Thank you for your time,
Are
everyone.
you keeping the same building and just putting cars in the parking lot? Are you changing the building, making it look differently?
No, everything will remain the same.
Okay.
As is at the moment now. I haven't, there's, like I said, it was an office separate from the building right now, but it's tied into the same structure of the building. So just to utilize the, parking lot that's open, and that's it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look into it and see, and then
Okay.
contact you, and then if there's anything, we can go back and forth and figure out what we need to do.
Okay. Perfect, thank you so much, appreciate you. Have a great night, everyone, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Anyone else from the public like to, come up and ask a question in reference to what we voted on the agenda? If no, at this time, I'm going to close the, public session.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. It is now after 6 o'clock, so we have resolution, and for the public record, Deputy Mayor, Mayoral Advisor Raymond arrived to the meeting at 5:58 PM. So moving forward with our Green Acres Grant Application Public Hearing, Resolution R-62-25. Last year, the City of Garfield has been very aggressive in Green Acres grant applications. You can see perfect examples on River Drive, also Columbus Park was significantly funded through Green Acres. We actually submitted a supplemental grant application to finish the design at Columbus Park with the amphitheater and a few other structures that were previously approved by Green Acres. But last year, they opened up a new, excuse me, I have a little cough, a new grant application known as Jake's Playground. And what Jake's Playground is, it focuses specifically on ADA compliant playgrounds. It's a more competitive application. It requires more public input and engagement from the public. So in 2024, we actually posted, it's still on our website, an online survey asking for public input on the location, what they would like to see there. It was posted on social media and the newspaper, and we've actually gotten quite a bit of feedback. It's the most from anything that I have seen. But the location is at Garden Court East. It's more of a secluded area. The project cost is estimated at $680,000. There is a match if we're awarded the grant, so we are applying for the $510,000. If we are not successful, we could always scale back on the size of the park. But that's, so that's what the application is for a new park at Garden Court East that will be ADA compliant through this Green Acres Jake's Playground application. So nothing yet. We're just applying for a grant to do rubberized safety surface and ADA compliant playgrounds and structures. So right now we have a small one at 20th Century Field, but that is the only ADA compliant playground structure that we have. So this would add a playground that would be ADA compliant, sensory stuff, wheelchair accessible equipment. It's also the only park that still has wood chip surface. They've all been rubberized aside from that specific park.
There's stuff there, it's not.
Yeah, it's getting older in age. Now, yeah.
Would that be a good place maybe for special needs children?
Well, that's why it was selected, just because it's not at a busy intersection. Parking is decent there.
And how park required for the grant or something? Grant
Would the equipment there be accessible for special needs children? Would they
Yeah,
have a hop?
yeah. That's what in order to apply, it has to be for that purpose.
does the grant cover parking, I guess, or ramps?
Yes, it does.
So,
Yeah, and you would, and there's just a street curb, so the design also includes addresses that.
So there would not be a parking lot.
It would not be a parking lot, but there would be, like ramps and the curbing would be adjusted. That's all part of the engineer's
I
plan.
know exactly where it is, but there's no, the tracks aren't close to that.
The tracks are behind, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So if there's a ramp on the curb, like where the curb is, that means cars can't walk through there, right?
Yeah, but the ramp doesn't go the entire length, it's pretty long. Yeah.
Now, the equipment that's there currently, what would be done with that?
Yeah, you can't repurpose it. All of our playground structures that inspected by the JIF, a lot of times, like, we have an environmental assessment, we have to make some changes. But yeah, it would not be able to be repurposed for safety liability. But it is older, like I said, it's our only park that's still wood chip based. So yeah, I mean, I know you guys are kind of coming into it in the middle, but, we did have to pay our engineer for the environmental component. Like I said, it's a more competitive grant application, so a lot more detail had to go into it. So we have to open up to the public on this grant application and this grant application. Yes.
All right, at this time, I'm going to open up to the public in reference to this grant that we're talking about the park and the location of, Garden Court East, which will be ADA compliant. If you have any questions or concerns, just come up to the mic, please, state your name and address for the record. Thank you. I have no one from the public. I'm going to close this public section for this particular subject at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. So we have Resolution R-62-24, authorizing the submission of a Green Acres Program grant, Jake's Playground, Garden Court East Park. Is there a motion on the resolution? 62-25. I'm sorry, who gave it first? Okay. I have a motion by Rigloso, seconded by Deputy Mayor Raymond. On roll call, council members Rigloso. Delaney absent. Deputy Mayor Kane.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Raymond. Mayor Garnto. Motion carries. Okay, and we're also going a little bit backwards. We didn't, that's the grant application through Green Acres. Yeah. Okay, I see that we have some new members in the audience this evening. So we have a special proclamation and a presentation, Resolution R-38-25, congratulating the International Academy of Taekwondo Black Belt recipients. Whereas the International Academy of Taekwondo, located at 153 Outwater Lane, Garfield, New Jersey, 07026, owned and operated by Master Pasquale Pacheco, recently held their black belt ceremony. And whereas, and I apologize for the pronunciation of the names, the following students received their black belt: Elizaveta Sidorenko, Julian Boahang, Jerzy Vavzornek, Maya Michalak, Fanny Mejia, Jamie Magana, Jeremy Ramos, Michael Tadosin, Gabriel Tezgarevsky, Joshua Rivera, Maya Vavrozonek, and Ramon Rivera. And whereas the mayor and council of the city of Garfield are desirous of publicly acknowledging these fine individuals on their justly deserved award. Now therefore be it resolved by the city council of the city of Garfield, Bergen County, New Jersey, that the students of the International Taekwondo Academy are hereby congratulated for receiving this high honor. Is there a motion on this resolution? I'll make a motion. Is there a second? I have a motion by Deputy Mayor Raymond, seconded by Rigloso. On roll call, council members Rigloso. Delaney absent. Deputy Mayor Kane.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Raymond. Mayor Garnto.
Yes.
Motion carries.
tough to get your kids involved in something. And to get them involved in anything is impressive. Here are these kids, they could be home right now, playing on a laptop, playing a video game, doing nothing. I see it all the time, and it's unfortunate. But for you parents, you got your kids out every day, and you don't become a black belt overnight. This is years of practice. This is the self-discipline of coming every day in cold weather like this out and practicing. Practice with one of the top Taekwondo masters in the Northeast, and maybe even the country. Am I correct? Olympian. Oh, very good. You've been there, you're part of the community from the past, the years you've been there. I remember your son. I think he's in Colorado.
He's a cancer survivor too.
A cancer survivor, but it's the discipline of doing Taekwondo. It teaches you that self-endurance, it teaches you everything. It makes you a better student, a better person, and a better friend. And I congratulate each of you, and I hope that you continue this journey on, martial arts or something. Stay involved in something and stay active. To the families, to each of you little guys. Can I see one little move, the first move?
Sure. Jujutsu, horses. Yeah, there you go. Now move. Horses. Now when I say go, even 3 points say taekwondo. 1. Taekwondo. Strong. 2. Taekwondo. 3. Taekwondo. Members. High block, low block, 2 punches. Ready? 1. And punch. Yep. Everybody do 20 punches fast. Last punch here. Ready? Go. Faster, faster, faster.
I'm tired already. Good job, guys. Parents should be proud. I'm proud of everybody here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I just want to say I saw you guys last week, 2 weeks ago, and you are absolutely phenomenal. To be in a room with so many kids this young that could all beat me up if they wanted to is very intimidating. You guys were astonishing. My little man right there. Jerry, yeah, he's it. You were killing it the other day, man. You guys were all great.
Jeremiah, yes.
I just want to say it is well deserved that you guys are here getting these awards. I just want you all to turn around and say hi to the camera right there because you're on TV to all the residents in Garfield right now. And Garfield, look at these kids. They are the future of Garfield. They are absolutely amazing. And Master Pacheco, Master P, I want to say what you're doing for the community is top-notch. The things that I saw. And I really hope that more parents go to get their kids involved in something like this, some kind of sports, some kind of recreational activity, and keep doing what you're doing because I'm so proud of all of you guys. You did a wonderful job. So I'm not going to make you do another move because I don't want to get too scared, but you guys are great. So keep it up.
You make Garfield very proud. You represent Garfield. You represent us. And we're very proud of you. I'm very proud to see that there's girls involved, Master. That makes me very happy. And you all seem very tough. Keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate your parents because they're making sacrifices so that you could go take these classes. So always remember that. You have to thank them. And thank you, Master, for all that you're doing for our community. You make our community shine also. You're Garfield's future, and we are very proud of you. Thank you so much.
I think everyone said what I could say, or anybody said. I had the pleasure, just like Deputy Mayor Kane, we were invited to the ceremony, I think it was on the 12th, it was Sunday, 2 weeks ago. Master P, I just want to commend you for your dedication and patience and just what you taught these young individuals, the art that you practiced for many, many years. And like Councilman Riggs said before, you're an Olympian. You're very highly regarded in this field of Taekwondo. I just got to say, parents, you should be very, very proud of your children who participate in this art. It is an art. There's many reasons why individuals will start this, taekwondo or any kind of, defense. But I enjoyed it. 2 weeks ago when we saw it, that little guy, like Kevin said before, he was a trip. He was great. He loved it. All of you did a phenomenal job. And I just want to commend you, and we are very, very proud of all of you. Give yourself a round of applause.
How cute.
Yes, sir.
Master P, I'm going to give a proclamation to you, and you can hand it out to your students. When you're at the completion of that, I'm going to give you the plaque for it. Call a student, and just give them one of the, we've already read the proclamation, what it said, city manager Erin Delaney read that, so Master P is going to hand out one to each child. At this time, Master P, if you call your student and give them one. Okay. You don't have to read it, just call. Just call the child.
Okay, let's see. Maya?
No, that's one thing, it's,
And Jerry?
you got everybody? Yes. All right, at this time, I'm going to present the plaque that we have for Master P. Master P. We're going to present this plaque to you, presented to Master Pacheco, International Taekwondo Academy, in appreciation for your year's dedication, community involvement in the city of Garfield, presented by the Garfield City Council, Mayor and Council 2025. Congratulations, sir. Thank you.
With that being said, all these children work very hard.
flags.
Go around, boys. Go around. Ready, go.
I would never teach my grandson this. He'd be using it on tape.
At this time, the council is going to recreate that right now for everybody.
Thank you. Something else, sir?
Oh, wow. I'd be knocking myself out. Wow, he's good. What discipline that
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to resume the rest of our meeting. Mayor, I know we bounced around a little bit this evening. So the only remaining item is mayor and council reports before we adjourn.
At this time, I'm going to open it up to, the council. Mr. Riggs, do you have anything to, say? Oh, wait, before we do that, you're gonna take a while.
Hey! Student Chris, they go say, Student Chris, so! Number one.
To build future confidence.
Number two. Keep patient.
To keep patience with one another and to build
Number three. Serio. I say correct answer. Cumbia. Say Casamida. Mean thank you, Korea.
Oh,
You too. Say to me, sing up, please. Daniel, this is a mutual respect that we show the kids. That high level, the age, that's how we learn from Korea. The way they respond to teach. So when we bow to you first, because you're older, and then the high level. Say tip. We always bow to you. Say, Casamida.
Mr. King, you're outstanding. The children, thank you so, so much.
Thank you. We love you. We love you.
Love you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Riggs, do you have, any comment?
First of all, I want to congratulate Master P and the students for receiving the black belt, for all the parents here. Also, I'd like to congratulate our mayor, officially the first televised. The other one, something going on prior, so good job. Congratulations to all the deputy mayors. That's it, we're getting into the season now. Soon it's going to be February and Valentine's Day. It's season of love, so let's all get along and move forward.
Deputy Mayor King?
I just want to say that was great. I feel like I was watching the next season of Cobra Kai, the second half of the season of Cobra Kai that I've been waiting for about 2 years now. Also want to add that I think Jake's Playground or Jake's Garden, whatever it's called, great idea. Anything that we can add in for special needs in the community that regular kids can also join in on that aren't disabled or have special needs is a great thing to do. Thank you for the few people that did come out tonight. I love that we got to honor the kids from the Martial Arts Academy. And now that it's on TV, I invite everybody else to come out to the meetings. We want people to show up, ask questions, give us your concerns, because that is how we are able to solve problems and challenges. If we're not addressed with the problems or challenges, we don't know that they necessarily exist. So please come down, let us know what's going on, and thanks for everyone that came out. Have a great, well, we'll see you before Valentine's Day, so I wish you happy Valentine's Day at the next meeting. Yep. Have a good one.
Deputy Mayor Kim?
yes, I'm sorry I was late, but I had to get an injection in my knee. So that's why I was late tonight. This was a great exhibition. I don't know much about Taekwondo. I know one thing, I would probably be on the floor if I tried to do it. These kids are amazing. And I'm so happy to see that there's girls involved in it. That makes me happy. Pat and Pat, we're so happy to see you here tonight. Please keep coming. Keep us apprised of what's going on in the city that you see that you're not happy with. We need to know. We need to hear from the public. The fact that we're televising these meetings again, it makes me so happy. I think it's very valuable for the people that can't come out. At least they can sit home, watch what's going on, know what your city government is doing. And if anybody has any concerns, we want to hear about them. That's the only way we can solve problems, is if we're made aware of them. As far as the park, I think that's right near my house. I think that's a great thing. I used to take my grandson there. It's a nice little park, plenty of parking. There always was. Maybe now it'll be a little bit more crowded, but I think it's great that it's going to be accessible. You know, it's ADA approved. And the fact that we got the grant, or we're getting the grant.
Well, we're applying. So
We're
Fingers
applying.
crossed.
Knowing you, Ms. City Manager, I'm sure we're going to get it. That's a wonderful thing. Big savings for the city. Thank you for coming out, and hope to see you again.
I just want to, again, congratulate Master P and the students. That was a wonderful display of their talents that they just showed us all. Again, congratulations. I want to also, Mr. Seraphin, I just want to reiterate that this is just a study with this storm water utility study. Yes, if it were to be implemented, it would be an added cost to the homeowners. Again, this is the first time hearing about it. We're going to sit down, we got to meet with them, they're going to give us a little more in-depth detail of what they found, and then we're going to make a decision as a group here. Also, Mr. Batista, I don't see you here anymore, but we will look into that particular property that you spoke about. And like Deputy Mayor Raymond just said, I'd like to see this whole room packed each and every council meeting because, like I used to say when I was on the board, come to the meeting, hold us accountable for our actions or lack of action. Like Ms. Raymond said, we don't know a lot of the stuff until, maybe citizens. We're going to also, I just want to advise, we're going to put a community citizen advisory committee. We're going to set it up, and we're going to take different citizens from each section of the town. So every section will have, every sector will have a say, or be able to express their concerns of what they're happy with or not happy with in their particular area that they live in. And that's it. We will see you before Valentine's Day, but thank you for coming, who did come today, and continue to come, and tell your friends and family to come. That's it.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mayor. That being said, is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor?
All right. Meeting adjourned.
Are we going in the back?